Good evening, good Thursday evening. Welcome to another episode of Thrifty Business. I'm your one host, Jason Thrifts, and with me back in the co-host seat is Matt and Aaron, aka Pete's Treasures. What's happening, guys?
Hey. Doing good. Happy to be here.
What's going? How's your weather? Is it back to normal?
You know, after the tornado warnings and the hail 2 days ago, it's been pretty normal, except, lots of stuff in the air.
Matt and Aaron are in Texas, and they are two of the admins in the Thrifting Board, and they shared a video the other night where it was just raining like a mother and hailing, and it was insane. I'm like, yep, it's just 70 degrees and nice here.
Yep, no fair.
Yeah.
All right, let's get right to our first segment because I've got something crazy tonight. I am not drinking rum. Now it's time for Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week, I drink a different rum out of a different tiki mug and try and match it up to my guest. And our guest this week is my old friend, Tim Haack. Hi, Tim. How are you, buddy?
Hey, Jason. Good.
All right. So because Tim's on the show, we're talking about a lot of things. Tim is a wealth of knowledge, and we're mainly talking about mugs with Tim. However, Tim loves to make cocktails and then make really artistic pictures and posts on Facebook. For instance, this one right here from February 19th. So in honor of that, I am drinking a chartreuse swizzle. So there's no rum in this drink. And it dawned on me as I was making the drink, I'm like, no rum. Most people have never drank chartreuse. They've seen it in their grandparents' bar, and that's usually about it. It comes in yellow and green, and it's made by monks way up in the mountain somewhere, and it costs too much money for this bottle.
What? Fancy.
It's got like 20 ingredients.
How much do you put in there? Because I hear it's really strong.
It is really strong. This drink has 1.5 ounces, I think. And Tim and I are friends from the early Tiki days of collecting and online, and there was a website called Tiki Central. So back then, we all had an alter ego, a different name. So I'm Tiki Pug, and Tim is Sabu the Coconut Boy. So for sure, I had to bust out a coconut mug.
Very nice.
And with a quick little alteration.
What?
So this is the House of Taboo mug, but with a little alteration, it gets to be a taboo mug.
That is awesome. I've seen that mug. I really like it.
So chartreuse swizzle. Cheers to my friend Sabu, the Coconut Boy.
Cheers.
So Tim, what are you drinking out of your Trader Vic's coffee mug?
I got a Trader Vic's coffee mug, but I'm drinking a Trader Vic's Mai Tai out of it today.
Oh, a Mai Tai of a mug with a handle? I'm not so sure that's legal. And what rums are you using, Tim?
I went strictly with Denizen Merchant Reserve for this one instead of mixing it up with 2 rums, because that gives me the closest flavor to the old Trader Vic's in Beverly Hills that I used to drink.
Awesome. All right, guys, what are you drinking tonight?
All right.
Well, Matthew surprised me because my birthday's in 2 days with this mug from Monk Tiki. And I'm just drinking Jonah's Curse rum. It's kind of like a spiced rum, like Kraken and Coke Zero. So,
and I got my Cave of Wonders.
Very nice.
Yeah, with a Dr. Pepper. Fancy, right?
Hey, I just saw your message. You can see him now, right?
Nope.
We can see everything except our guest.
Well, that makes no sense.
I know.
Huh. All right. So what do you see now?
You switch places. It's like a little spinning wheel.
There he is.
I see him.
Okay.
What if he switches that?
And yeah, Tim's got a little feedback coming from his computer. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Gotcha.
So
I might have some background noise, so I'll go turn down a radio in another room. That might be it.
all right. But Tim, sit back, relax, and we'll see you in a little bit. So Tim is a fountain of knowledge on everything, and he takes the time to not only make the cocktail, but then find a corresponding record that kind of goes with it, and he has great posts on his personal wall. So Tim is just a ton of fun, as they say.
That is so
All
good.
right, let's get right into it. And now it's time for our scores of the week. These are the items that you should be on the lookout for when you're out thrifting.
All right, so pretty cool story to me, at least. This Bevo was in a shopping cart when I went to go get my shopping cart, and Matthew already knew that it sold well, and it did do really well. It's Build-A-Bear. Build-A-Bears is a brand that we look for a lot when sourcing plush. There's a lot of common items, but you know, being from Texas, Bevo is the mascot of University of Texas. And it's really desirable. And we actually got a lot of offers right away, but like for 50 or 60, even 40. And we just held out like a couple more days and it sold for full price. So we were excited about that one.
Yeah. That's always a fun bonus.
Yeah. Speaking of fun bonus, I have never found money in a thrifted item before, but I found this backpack at a thrift store for $3, and I got it because I love Disney, and it was in really good condition. I always look for like the fraying, and there was no fraying. Everything was crispy, and so was the $20 bill that we found inside. So.
Hercules, that's awesome. I find dirty Kleenex and tampons all the time and never cash.
No.
The only cash I ever found was in a purse at a store, at a secondhand store, that I wasn't buying the purse, but I saw the cash. I'm like, okay.
You just took the cash and ran, yep.
I bought a bunch of other stuff, so I didn't feel so bad.
Okay, good.
This was surprising. So Matthew loves to hunt for the plush, and you know, when you look for the same item all the time, you know, it's really different things that stick out at you. And this little tiny ladybug it's like from an anime called Miraculous, and it's Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir. And we were just so surprised. It's so small, like this big.
Yeah, super tiny.
And that's good money. So be on the lookout for that little ladybug.
Random anime.
that is so small. I would never think, $50, of course.
Me either. So I've been trying to get even more into Hawaiian shirts, and you know, you just got to go for it. And you know, I watched your selling past your expiration date with the Hawaiian shirts, took note of a few brands, and you know, as I'm flipping through, it's really the print that I look at first, and I just really liked seeing the flamingos, very kitschy, and yeah, I looked at the brand and saw that a lot of the Paradise Found brands go for 20 and up. And yeah, it was like $3. So I was really happy. And it was just kind of validating like that I hunted for a Hawaiian shirt, found one, and I sold one. So that made me happy.
Well done. Hey, Tim, when you get a second, I sent you a message through Messenger. Take a look at it, please. All right. So Goodwill Blue Boxes. We're going to talk about them a little bit more in a bit. And this was in what they call their band box. So every t-shirt, $6. And I just sold this Bruce Springsteen for $33. Woohoo!
That's a good one. Like that.
Yeah. And this was something I got when I was working at a record store when this came out. So whatever early 90s year that was. And it's been sitting around my office ever since. I'm still a huge Rage fan, but it doesn't fit the clown motif of my office, nor the Tiki motif of my entire house. And so I'm like, all right, I'll sell it. So, you know, it was a freebie. It sat around for 20 plus years, and then it gave me $66.
That's awesome. Rage Against the Clown.
Yeah. And, you know, I could have made a clown face on it. Dang. And now, can I have it back, please? How about Vans 101 Dalmatian tennis shoes?
Yes.
Love those.
Yeah, those great. I don't know if it was Stacy or me, but we found them at Buffalo Exchange and paid, I think, $15 for them, and it took a best offer of $65.
Very cool. Nice.
And if you can find little feet mannequins, it helps when you're doing shoes.
Yep.
We need some of those.
We need little feet.
And then how about some collectible plates? Look, I would have never have thought to buy any collectible plates. But luckily a mutual friend of Tim and I's said, hey, will you sell my Star Wars plate collection? And I said, all right. And so this was the first lot we put up and took a best offer of $200. And if you average them out piece by piece, it would sell for about $200 collectively. So here's a little bonus tip. If 10 things are worth $200 together or $200 separately when added together, just sell it once. Don't have 10 listings. Save yourself some time. It is a little more work and thought to pack 10 into one box, but you're getting the same money. Why take up 9 more spaces?
Yeah. Good call. Nice.
And after we get done selling regular stuff. And now it's time for our CD and cassette scores of the week. And as always, we start with flipping cassettes. All right. I had two good ones this week, so I had to share both. Paul McCartney. It was funny because I was pulling a bunch of eBay stuff. And before I walked out of my office, I go, let me check Amazon. And as I looked at my phone, the Amazon thing just came up at that moment. So Paul McCartney cassette, $29. And I paid, I cut it off. Dang it. I paid 49 cents for this at a record store.
That's some good profit.
And then yesterday, Kraftwerk, which I spent $4 on, I sold for $30. Used cassettes, people. Used cassettes.
Love Kraftwerk.
If you're not flipping media yet, why not? And now we go from flipping cassettes to flipping CDs. Hey, what's this?
This is a CD. It's Putumayo, and I remember seeing these like being sold at like the Starbucks counter. Pretty popular, and they have a lot of different styles of music. And my brother actually sold two of these exact ones. But when I looked at solds, they're like commonly $5 or less with free shipping. So I just priced it at this, and it sold. So it like more than doubled what everything else was selling for. And I don't know. Either we got lucky, but I don't know. I'll take it.
Well done. I do want to point out, Debbie said great photo, Jason, in regards to the Star Wars plates. That was all my teenager Zoe. So she gets full run to do whatever she wants now with pictures. So I told her to be creative and artistic when we're doing groupings, and that's what she came back with. So she did a very good job. All right. I love sharing my promo singles that I got out of the big collection. Here is a Rhythmics one with three versions: the single version, the remix, and the acoustic version of the same song. $33.19
for one song.
Yeah, for one song. And then another thing I teach in my classes, DVD audio. This Foreigner 4, one of the most popular albums of all time. On regular CDs, worth about $1.50, but this version is worth $58, and I paid $1.15 at an estate sale.
Nice.
Now, Toy Matinee, I know the album. I've sold it before. I did a little research because I didn't know who they were. They were in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, and most of the band worked on Madonna's True Blue. And then they said, we should do an album ourselves. This is their only album, and this is the special version. They only put out one album. The regular CD is worth about $1, but they have a couple special versions, and this one just sold for $100.
That's awesome.
I love that cover.
and this wasn't my best CD sale. This was, and you all might be going, wait, what? That one sold for $100. This one sold for $7. All right. Sometimes you're like, all right, I'm just going to try, because this promo CD single doesn't really sell well, but I have 5 of them. And so I thought I would give it a try. And I had it at like $12.99 or best offer. And finally someone came by and offered me $7 plus 5 shipping. And so I only paid 75 cents for each of these CDs. And now that I have a track record, we show a sold. So if someone's looking for it, they're going to see, oh, people are selling the CD. I'm going to relist it. So although it's nowhere near as awesome as the $100 CD, it is definitely a win because I already own it because I bought a whole collection. Now, if I can do that 4 times over by just clicking relist, and then it's really been worth it to list that, because if not, they're just trash.
Yep.
I wonder if it's sold on Pi Day. Oh, maybe not.
This is just a screenshot, but let me check. When you guys are talking next, I'll go look, because now I'm intrigued. I'm like, yeah, maybe it was Pi Day because it was the last week. Huh. Dang it, now I don't even know.
Just an observation.
But not everything is good. And now it's time for our duds of the week. Do not let our mistakes be yours.
Okay, so Hallmark, good brand. But I went crazy. I bought all 5 of these at a thrift store. Not very high, though. So, I mean, the price is just way too high. They've been here since basically we started a store almost 2 years ago. And I think it's time to slash the price. I really thought it might go higher because I thought the pattern was really cool, kind of 70s, mid-century looking. But, yeah, I looked up solds for a Hallmark photo holder, and they just don't go for much. At least, I don't know, not across the board, but I don't know. I consider it.
And you have so many.
I know.
And we have so many, so I just want to, slash it in half or less. And, maybe it's the time of year, of course. Like, I know Christmas sells all year, but maybe Christmas cards are a little low. I don't know.
Pete's treasures if you need them.
Yep.
There you go. It's yours. So it did not sell for $24.27. We love buying Squishmallows. We retail arbitrage this from Aldi. I think Matthew paid $7. Yeah. And this is all my fault. I was so mad. And I know some people can maybe vouch for me that they've done it too. I sent $2 instead of $20. And so it sold for $2, So I was really excited about the item too. So basically I just gave it away for free. And I was just
you made someone's day, though. You made someone's day, and
I did.
We honored it. We did. We said it's fair. So.
I missed your question, Jennifer, when I had the cassettes up. I do apologize, so I will answer it. To check cassettes before listing, if you're selling one or two, sure. But I figured out once if I listened and watched every piece of media I sold over the last 21 years, it would take me 54 years, 24 hours a day. So, of course, it's just impossible. I grade it, make sure it looks good, and then if a customer says it ain't sounding good, especially old cassettes, you just trust them and refund their money and move on. Yeah. It doesn't happen too often, though. All right, look. NBA, Pelicans, New Orleans, Adidas jacket. No one could give a crap. No one. I've had it for 2 years, and I started $60. I always ran sales. I had it on sale from 60 to 30, and someone said, how about 15? And I jumped on it because I'm like, I have had this for 2 years. I'm not Debbie. I don't want to keep it for 17 years. And I love Debbie. I'm just teasing with her.
Love you, Debbie.
But apparently this was just too boring. No one ever cared. And so I only paid like $7, I think. So I did maybe make $3, but yikes, but make it go away. As soon as you get that offer of money, make it go away. How cool is this pin? I thought for sure now, wait, you guys were young. Do you know Rodney Dangerfield?
Yeah. I remember a little VHS called Rover Dangerfield with a dog.
Yes.
So that didn't really answer the question, but.
Yes.
I bought a whole bunch of pins from Caesar's Palace. They used to give out pins when they had events. This was back from the 80s. Some have sold very well, and the Rodney one, boo. So Tiki Pug Music, if you'd like this, make me an offer of like $10 and I'll get it out to you.
What was his catchphrase?
I get no respect. I get no respect. I get no respect.
That's what it was. Maybe it was Italian. Like,
And now it's time for Where in the World Did Our Stuff Go? If you are not shipping internationally, you are leaving out 7.3 billion with a B potential customers.
Oh, I love this item. So first of all, I was just excited that it sold because it's missing Mickey Mouse, which, is the star of the show, even though it's called Donald's Diner. Maybe Donald's the star. Yeah. But anyways, it sold for $70 to someplace in Epsom, Surrey, London, England. And I was like, ooh, I know Surrey because of Harry Potter. And I was happy because we had a video for it. And I remember last time we were on Thrifty Business, our video didn't show up. So I'm looking to redeem myself.
Redemption.
Now, I know this was older, August 28th of 2020. Do you know what you did wrong?
Oh, up and down instead of vertical.
You got it. It's vertical instead of horizontal.
Yes.
Fill that screen.
Yeah.
A good video. Very good video.
Put some dance music on in the background.
Very good. I love it. All right. So this was not my best one, but I wanted to share this one. I even took a little less money because he made me laugh. His message to me with the offer was Jimmy Buffett rules, and he loves Buffett so much, he doesn't even know how to spell Buffett's name.
Oh no.
There are 2 T's in Jimmy Buffett. So there's a little bonus tip. There are 2 T's in Buffett. And, when you think of tropical locations, you always think of Niagara Falls, Canada.
Totally, yeah.
So I just took a less offer than I expected. Plus, also, I made a little bit more in shipping than I expected. So it all works out. But hey, someone needed a Jimmy Buffett shirt in Niagara Falls, Canada in March when it's probably still snowing in Niagara Falls.
Cheeseburger in Niagara.
Yeah, very good. I like that. And now it's time for You Have Got to Be Shipping Me. What to do and what not to do when it comes to shipping.
Ooh, this is me.
Ooh.
So we do a lot of Franken boxes where we, cut the box down to make them a little bit smaller, way a little less. So we've got a lot of scraps laying around all the time. I keep all my scraps and I use them to make little mini box in box. Instead of making a whole box inside of a box, that's going to be a lot of extra weight. Just wrap a little extra cardboard around some of the fragile things, throw it in there, and you're good to go, and it doesn't clog up the weight.
I like that.
Thanks. Hold on to the
tips. Okay, we always talk about not using global shipping because it costs too much. Here is a customer from Canada who took time out of his day to actually write me after he got it. Hello, just to let you know, the Viewmaster Reels arrived safely this afternoon. Way faster than eBay's global shipping program for sure.
Wow.
So not only is global shipping cost more, and it's supposed to be faster, but this customer is telling me it ain't, and I am, by just shipping direct. So there's another good reason why you should learn to ship direct. Also, you make money when you ship internationally. Now, I do want to have a follow-up to the last 3 weeks. I basically showed how to use pool noodles 1,000 different ways. So last week, 3 weeks ago was Dr. Slump. If you don't remember, let me take away the graphic here for a second. At the top of his head are two very fragile antennae that just kind of bob in the breeze. Mm-hmm. And so I thought, okay, down in this tube with the pool noodle to kind of keep it in place. Mm-hmm. Amazing seller, great communication, would buy from again. So that tells me it got there in one piece.
Yay!
And then last week, I was concerned about the little cross and the horsey's ears. Mm-hmm. It didn't say much, but they said thank you. So they must have made it again in one piece. So I do like when I realize the customers are very happy, and we had talked about it on the show. So a little follow-up to show that pool noodles really have 1,000,001 uses when it comes to shipping.
Heck yeah, they're amazing.
Oh yeah. It's the greatest. I mean, it's better than peanuts. It's better than bubble wrap. It's better than a tape gun. Pool noodles is the best thing in your arsenal. So if you don't have them, go get them. And now it's time for the Thrifty Tips of the Week. Little tips and tricks to help you out when you're outsourcing.
Oh, this is us. So we have a problem with wasting time when we get home. Because we'll look something up in the thrift store, we'll find what it's worth, then we get home and we do the exact same thing when we're ready to list it. So what we started doing is when you're looking things up, create a quick draft. If you're on eBay, create a draft, enter the amount that you're seeing. You're seeing $52 is the current selling point. Put that in there, close it, keep doing your thing. Then when you get home, open it up and it's already started for you. You're good to go. If you're not using eBay, open up your notes app, write a quick little note, and you're good to go.
I also check solds on eBay, of course, and I screenshot so many times. So that's what I like to do, screenshot. So
both excellent tips. Look at that. You jammed 2 tips into one. I like that.
1-2 punch.
All right. So we had a little contest in the group and no one actually won. What's in my bag? Craig was bugging me today just through messages. Not bugging me, but we were talking and I gave him some clues and he's like, oh, you're messing with me now. So it was funny. So here was what I said. $850 and there's 22 items. So that means each item cost $39 almost. So some of y'all were guessing bras. I'm like, yeah, I like to buy bras, but what thrift store is selling bras for $39? So don't forget, when you look at things like that, read the whole thing. So no one got it. One person was very on, but they were too generic. I wanted a specific thing. So what's in my bag?
You can reveal it. Let's see it.
How about Walt Disney Treasure tins, all new and sealed?
Ooh.
Wow.
These are DVD box sets. If you don't know them, there they are.
Oh, those are so cool. And
okay, so I lost my train of thought. I'm like, what's my tip? Okay, my tip isn't finding them. So these were in the DVD section, $30 a piece in the DVD section. And I was with some friends, Kevin and Kim, who are in the Thrifting Board on the Secret Beach. And I'm like, yes, I'll take all those. and I put them into my car. Oh, there's Kevin. Hi, Kevin. Kevin and I and his wife went thrifting yesterday. So thanks to Kevin, I got all these. But here's my tip. I thought, for whatever weird reason, even though they're in the DVD section, I thought, I wonder if there's any in the glass display case. And there was, where that dotted line was, except I removed them. And what they put in the glass display case was 4 of them that were used, but they priced them at $50. And I quickly bought those also because they're all autographed by Leonard Maltin, the since passed film critic and film historian. And before I bought them, I go, why did Leonard Maltin autograph these? Well, it was his idea to Disney to put these out. He said, hey, yo, Disney, you should do these things called Walt Disney Treasures. And then I think he's on each one of them kind of introducing the different treasures.
Very cool.
And so he autographed them. So my sourcing tip is don't forget, Kevin, this is for you, because Kevin said he never looks at the glass display case where the good stuff is. Don't forget the glass display case. I can't find any other ones autographed. So although I paid $50, I'm going to throw them up for like $175 and kind of shoot for $150-ish because he since passed away.
That's awesome.
Can I see what they look like on their side? Like,
yep.
Because to be honest, if I didn't know about those, okay, so they're a little thicker than I thought.
Yeah, and they're metal.
Okay, because I've seen a lot of cheap like DVDs and like,
Cardboard.
Replacement cases that are cheap metal. So I might have skipped over those, but now I know what to look for. So,
all right, but we're going to revisit those in the next segment. So, because I discovered something bonus when I got home. And now it's time for our online selling tips of the week. It doesn't matter if you're selling on Etsy, Depop, Mercari, Poshmark, or eBay. These are little tips and tricks to help you when you're selling.
Hey, all right. So eBay just came up with a new thing for us to play with, and it's the coupon code. And so we get business cards made, and we throw them in every package that we make. And I sign them, and Pete signs them. Pete's our dog, and also the protector of fine treasures. And it's just a little personalized touch. And now with the new coupon code, you can add a coupon code onto that for your buyers to use. Say we did Pete 10, they get 10% off their next order, keeps them coming back. It also helps your positive feedback. So, yeah.
Yeah, we have a pretty good ratio of orders to feedback, and we think it's because of the business cards, maybe.
Cards, yeah.
Nice, and I like your cards. Okay, so my bad. I know Roger Ebert's dead, and so is Cisco. I thought Leonard was too. He's very much alive in 70, so apologies to Leonard.
Sorry, Lenny.
Sorry, you're not dead. Okay, so here is my online tip. Okay, here's one of the ones he signed. Now, I just bought another one today. I gave him an offer of $40 and they took it. Do you have, Matt and Aaron, do you have any idea why I would buy another unsigned one when I have a signed one here?
Because they're fantastic. I don't know.
They are, but here's what I discovered when I got home. Okay.
Oh, it doesn't have the CD.
Oh, no, it does. Guess what? That's autographed too.
What?
So now I'm not going to sell 4 items with 2 autographs. I'm now going to buy these, all 4, and sell 8 items with autographs. So I will take the tin and flip the tin. So one thing will have an autographed tin and one will have an autographed DVD. So now I'll have 8. That's next level shit right there, people.
That's.
Would you ever bundle that? Or would that be just too much money for one person to drop?
No, I wouldn't bundle them because of the scarcity of him signing these things.
Uh-huh.
The fact that he signed them both, the in and the out, that's awesome. I do that with CDs too. I've seen CDs get signed in the booklets. Then I go buy the CD again, flip the CD in the booklet. That way I double what I can make.
That is smart.
Yeah, that's amazing. Good job.
Now, the key is you have to find them all. So you got to be patient. The other 3 I can't find yet at a cheap enough price, but I'll be patient. I got time.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere.
I mean, sometimes we'll buy Build-A-Bears and sell their clothes separately, but that's nothing compared to this.
Yeah.
This is next level.
And now it's time for Unseasonably Sold. What did you sell out of season?
Who doesn't want a Casper candle? I know I didn't because I sold it, but I love it. That made no sense. But that's pretty good money for that. It was really cheap, like 80 cents each. And they were cute. And it was March or late February, and they wanted a Casper candle. So there we go.
Like it. And I didn't have one this week, so you're it. That's it. We're done. All right, let's do a little housekeeping, and then we'll get Tim in here.
Oh.
So boom, shaboom. Oh, so let me do this first. I'm going to get to you guys. I totally forgot to do the slide. So if you want to take my classes, flipping CDs 1, flipping CDs 2, flipping cassettes, flipping records, look at the money I make. It's crazy. Right before we went live, I was telling Matt and Aaron and Tim, I just sold, I put 2 CDs together and sold for $339 together. So there's a lot of money to be made. And the greatest thing about CDs and DVDs, especially the CDs, they're all the same size. So once you learn how to ship one, you know how to ship all of them. You don't have to think about it like my mom and dad like to have to craft things for giant things. CDs are all the same shape. Same with records. So once you know how to ship one, it's easy. So head over to jasonThrifts.com, click the classes, get signed up. If you got any questions, feel free to drop me a note. Who's this?
This is our YouTube channel. We have been making thrift haul videos for years, and it took quarantine to be a creative outlet for us, and we just ran with it. So we've just had a lot of fun making thrift haul videos. Matthew is so good at shipping that he's making tutorials, such as pool noodle tutorials. If you need one of those, he's going to come out with a cleaning plush tutorial because he's really good at cleaning plush. I just think he likes to play with the stuffed animals.
It's true, I do.
And we would love to have you come check out our content, subscribe, and I just like sharing what we like to source to flip on eBay, and it's fun. So
come hang out with us.
So Pete's Treasures on YouTube, please go give them a subscribe and check out their videos. Matt and Aaron are very knowledgeable and a lot of fun. I tend to hang out with people on YouTube that are fun. So I hang out with Craig and Rick. So I hang out with Stephanie. They're a lot of fun because there's plenty of people on YouTube that sound like Ferris Bueller's teacher. And then you take the plush and you scrub it.
Okay.
Very nice.
All right. Whoops. All right. So tomorrow I'm a guest. I'm usually the host. I'm a guest. I'm on Nalo's Thrift Talk tomorrow. That's Nadine and Lola. That's their show on Friday mornings. Well, morning for me, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. And we are unboxing our new Goodwill blue boxes. So Goodwill came out with a new box called Women's Vintage, and they promised it would be amazing. So I spent $75 on this box right here, and I just opened it. I'm going to take it out live on the air, so I'll be surprised. Nadine has one too, but I wanted to tease you. I've got this fine chapeau. And it's new with tags still.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah. So tomorrow, this is not my channel. This is Nalo's Thrift Talk. Tune in tomorrow. The link is in the group, and I will post a link on my personal stuff tonight.
Nalo would let us hang out too?
What'd you say?
You think Nalo would let us hang out too?
Well, we are. Let's do. Have you not opened that yet? Yeah, I've got 3 other boxes out there, and I got a big one like that. So let's put one together. Let's chat later, guys.
These are so fun. Go check out Nalo's show.
Yep. Okay, so those of you in the Secret Beach. Speaking of Stephanie, she is doing our guest expert of the month presentation tomorrow night. I got a busy day tomorrow. So tomorrow night, 8 o'clock East Coast, 5 o'clock West Coast. If you sell a lot of the same type of product, I sell a lot of music. I sell a lot of Tiki mugs. You guys sell a lot of plush. It might behoove you to have your own website and channel people there because you'll sell things on eBay and you'll sell things on Etsy and you'll sell things on your own website. And so she is going to show us in the Secret Beach how to make your own website. 15 years ago, you had to know how to be a programmer. Nowadays, can you drag and drop? You can make a website.
Nice.
And then Mom had a great idea. We have done a whole show on seashells, but we've never done a show on corals. Now, I don't want you to go out and take live coral out of the ocean. That is illegal nowadays. But you can find it thrifting, and most people overlook it. You can find it at estate sales, garage sales, thrift stores. Mom and Dad picked up a big piece today. I've got a big piece in our Den of Sin, our home tiki bar, with the Goodwill tag on it. And my friends always go, take the tag off. I go, no, it shows I found it at Goodwill. Duh. So that's going to be Sunday, 7 o'clock East Coast, 4 o'clock on the West Coast.
Very nice.
And then I'm doing my presentation at Secret Beach this Tuesday at 7 p.m. Junk drawer electronics. We all have junk drawers. And in those junk drawers are electronics from long ago that we don't use. I've been dumping out the 7 junk drawers that Stacy and I have. And when I say that, I mean I have. And in the first one, there was 3 iPods and a Garmin GPS. So there's a lot of money that's been just sitting there. So we're going to talk about what's in your junk drawers and how to turn into money, and then how to take that knowledge and go into the thrift store. So if you're in the Secret Beach, you got a lot of good stuff coming up this week. But speaking of not coming up, no show next week because I have an amazing sourcing opportunity next Thursday. So, and I'll talk about it afterwards. But when you have amazing sourcing opportunities, you don't skip them, even if it's show day.
Nah.
Yeah, don't skip them. All right, let's get our guest in here. And now it's time for the Thrifty Business Special Guest of the Week. Oh, I was all ready and I forgot to actually add Tim. There we go. Hi, Tim.
Hi.
How are you, brother?
Great. And loved your info in that last bit.
Oh, thanks.
I buy a lot of
for making me make a chartreuse swizzle.
That's a good drink.
I'll tell everyone though. Oh, so someone asked me, and I'm Tim. I'm going to run the mute on your mic just to keep the feedback down to a little minimum. Someone asked me what was in it. So it's green chartreuse, not the yellow. It is velvet falernum, which if you don't know chartreuse, you definitely don't know velvet falernum, and fresh lime juice and pineapple juice. That's it. Easy little drink. Now, Tim, you have the yellow and the green chartreuse?
I just have the green. I haven't bought the yellow yet to try.
And what's the difference between the green and the yellow?
So the yellow's a little less potent, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. It's good
I
stuff.
looked at both, and Stacy said, pick one. Because they're not cheap. I think it's like $40-some for a bottle of chartreuse.
Oh, wow.
And typically when it's in drinks, when it's not its own drink, it's just a little bit, like half ounce. And so there's not a lot of drinks. You don't use it too often. All of your grandparents had it, but they never finished their bottle. So if you go into their bar, it's still in the back getting dusty.
Yeah.
All right. So, Tim, you have been a long time thrifter. When did you start?
Well, my mom used to take me out to garage sales when I was a little kid, and I used to buy stuff for myself then. And when I moved out on my own, I started going to garage sales again just to decorate my own apartments and stuff and buy furniture and decor and things. And then really got serious about it when my friend Jeff showed me that you could do eBay and sell stuff. And then I said, well, you can go garage sailing and source stuff. And so we started going out every Saturday. And that was around 2000, 2001, something like that. And then pretty much regular after that.
And that is your buddy right there. Well, my buddy too.
Yeah, that's him.
Hey, Jeff.
So Jeff had a party. I'll tell a quick story. Jeff had a party in the early days of the revival of Tiki. This is the early 2000s. And Stacey and I had just discovered the whole community. And my sister-in-law was visiting us in California. So I reached out to Jeff and I said, I see you're having a party and you're just kind of inviting everybody. He goes, yeah, come on over. I said, well, I got my sister-in-law with me because, back in the old days when we threw a party, if people brought in-laws with them, extra people that you didn't even know, you're like, what? Jeff's like, yeah, come on over. And so we came over and met so many people. I'm sure that's the night I met Tim, and has been lifelong friendship since then.
Aww.
Thanks to Tiki and Jeff. Thanks, Jeff. Is Jeff even watching? I don't think Jeff. Jeff, where are you?
Just had a
no, I made some of my best friends through the Tiki group, so including you. So,
aw. All right. So unless you're on vacation, do you guys ever miss a Saturday?
Only if it's raining, or some days during this pandemic, some days you just look and go, there's 2 sales, let's skip it. But it's been getting good again, and so we're kind of regular again.
So Matt and Aaron, do you guys have a set schedule of thrifting like that, or just kind of whenever?
Well, I'll like binge and purge. So I'll go like 6 to 8 weeks without thrifting, and then I'll do like 4 weeks where I go twice a week. Basically, it depends on our inventory.
It depends on his mood, honestly. He wakes up and he's like, let's go to estate sales. Come on.
Yeah. So Tim, like he said, rarely ever misses. And what I think is important to talk about too is you guys go and you and Jeff have similar knowledge.
Yeah.
So, okay. So Matt and Aaron are married. So that money is funneling to the same household. So when you go with a friend who's got the same knowledge, what if you guys see the same thing at the same time? How do you decide? How do you not beat the hell out of each other?
Well, so when we started, our knowledge base wasn't big, and we each had our own niches. And so I would do books and he would do CDs, and we would point each other over to where there was stuff for them. As we started learning more and more and acquiring more knowledge, we started liking the same stuff. I like CDs, he likes CDs. He likes books, I like books. So now, but what happens when you gain knowledge is that you discover that there's too much stuff for 2 people. And there's no reason to fight over it. There's just way too much, $50 plus stuff at estate sales. So he usually heads one way, I head the other way. And we go looking and hunting, and then when we get back to the truck, we compare what we've got. And we're friends, so we're usually happy for each other. If I see he's gotten something worth $200, I'm happy for him. If he sees I've found something worth 200, he hates me, hates my guts. So no, he's happy for me too. But so yeah, it's just there's too much stuff to fight over,
Good way to look at it.
Yeah.
And can you say that again? Because so many people have yelled at me for my TV shows, my YouTube shows, my Facebook groups, that I've given away all the secrets and I've ruined it for everybody.
No, there's too much stuff, and if as long as you're willing to keep learning and keep researching new items and adding to your arsenal of items that you're looking for, yeah, there's no way there's too much competition.
Now, before we get to the mugs, and we'll get to that in a second here. So one Saturday, Stacey and I were in LA, and we were ready to get up early because usually we do something fun on a Friday night, and I always want to go with Tim and Jeff, and I'm like, I can't get up that early. I'm on vacation. So, but one day we planned, and we hit a great estate sale that was kind of it was a hoarder's house, and the 4 of us dug in this bedroom forever, and a couple things happened. There's a mountain of clothes on the bed, and I started to look there and said, screw this. I'm going to look in the closet. Tim reaches into the clothes and pulls out a theremin. And I'm like, what?
A theremin in a pile of clothes?
It's a broken down theremin, but it was still worth a lot of money.
Now, if you don't know what a theremin is, it is an instrument that if you don't know what it is, you've never seen it before. It's an instrument based on electricity waves, and it's in a lot of the Tiki music. Go look it up when we're done. We all that listen to Tiki music love theremins. And for me to give up on a pile of clothes and Tim to go, hey, here's a theremin, it was insane. So I was jealous.
So random.
But I was happy. But funny enough, look, Tim, so the closet had a bunch of shoes, but so high, I could reach it by jumping. That's how high they were. And so Tim is of normal height. So is Jeff, and Stacy's very short. But look what I sold today. This is one of the things from that sale.
I remember those. Those are great.
Yeah, we got a lot of great shoes. And we all pulled out kick-ass stuff from that sale. So here was 4 of us pulling, and we had fun. We each found good stuff, and it was a lot of fun. So if you've never thrifted or estate sale with friends, give it a try. You might bump into each other trying to grab the same thing, but you share knowledge if you're true friends, and you have fun because also you make fun of other people. That's fun.
It's the bonding right there.
That person's wearing their pajamas. That kind of thing. All right. So let's talk mugs.
Okay.
Why are you the king of mugs?
I'm not. The mugs are just part of my mix of stuff that I sell, but they're a profitable little part of the mix, and they're always selling, you know. And so I'm looking for pretty high-end mugs, $50 and up if I can find them, and I look at estate sales. I go right into the kitchen and look up in the cupboards and on the countertop and look for interesting mugs that might fit my criteria, and I sell, you know, 1 or 2 a month, but good ones. So
Nice.
And that's kind of the key is good ones, because we've all bought mugs that we like, but not necessarily hot to sell. And so you've got to be diligent and picky. And when he says he sells 1 or 2 a month, they're usually really good and expensive, not like, hey, I bought this Hallmark mug for $4 and I sold it for $7.95. That's not good time. That's not worth your time.
Hacked by that. We've done that many times. Yeah.
So, do you have some mugs handy?
I've got. Yeah, I'm here at my Tiki bar, and so I've laid out a few. So, so this is the type that I know a lot of people look for. So these are those Global City Icon mugs by Starbucks. Mm-hmm. And some of these are worth a lot of money, some aren't, but they're always worth looking. That's the other thing. I have my phone with me. I've always got TerraPeak open on my phone, so I can research while I'm looking. And this is like a $100 mug, so that's a good one.
Nice.
Wow.
Utah.
And then I live in Southern California, so I get Disney mugs a lot. Most of mine. This is the Snow White Poison Apple teacup, not the coffee mug is better. It has a square handle and a lid. This one's, it's like a $30 mug, but it's okay.
Love it.
Also look for mugs by certain artists. So this is April Gadler, and she does these hand-painted cat mugs with the fancy tail handle. Nice. And these can go in the $20 to $40 range. But all kinds of artists put out mugs. Some are worth money, some aren't. But that's another thing I look for.
So Lauren's asking what's considered a good mug. That's what we're talking about. That's what Tim's rocking and rolling us with right now.
One of the most important things I think to learn is what were the businesses in your city that people are interested in. What's the historical type of places that had coffee mugs? And where I live in Southern California, we had lots of aerospace industry. So I find aerospace mugs all the time, and they're a really good mug to find. So here's a Lockheed B-1 Lancer bomber.
That's cool.
From the 70s. Notice how much smaller coffee mugs were back in the 60s and 70s compared to what we use today. So that's a good mug. That's probably worth 40, something like that.
Wow. That's awesome.
Here's a Northrop Stealth Bomber mug. You pour hot liquid into it and the bomber appears.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
These used to be a lot more, but they've started cropping up more often. People know about them now. So there's probably a $20 to $30 mug now. But
I love that.
I've sold that mug before.
Have you really?
Yeah, hang on. Someone wants to say hi.
I heard you talking about getting all sweaty at an estate sale, so I had to.
Oh yeah, that's what we forgot to mention. It was a hoarder's house, and it was hot and sweaty, and the 4 of us were digging through mountains and stuff.
That's my part.
We had a good time.
I was so worried that day because we had taken you to a bunch of really crappy garage sales, and I was like, "Oh man, it's like the worst thing to come out all the way." And we're doing crappy little garage sales. And this estate sale in San Pedro was the last sale we went to. And it was just a treasure trove gold mine house. It was fantastic.
Nice.
Okay, back to business. Bye.
Bye, sweetie.
Bye, Stacy. So, okay, here's another thing in my neighborhood. This is in Torrance, California. The San Franciscan is like one of the last great old school steakhouses that's still open. And it's well loved in the community. And this is like a 1970s mug. So this one I'm thinking, well, I've got it priced at around 40, but I'd take, anywhere from 20, 30 for it. But hopefully it might sell for 40. And then this doesn't look as much. It's Sonic, which is they produce parts for Datsuns.
Ooh, cool.
Jason says to do find what's on the mug and highlight that. So this has got a Datsun Z80 on it, or 280Z. It's got a Datsun 6, what is it? A 610 and a 240 and a 280Z. So I'll put all those in my title when I.
Yeah, because if you just put the name of that company, someone might not know what they do. But if you are a fan of old Datsuns and you're just looking for the 240Z, and you just type that in, and Tim's mug shows up, you're like, oh, that's cool.
Exactly.
Bonus keywords.
That's awesome.
And then mugs, a natural branch off from mugs. Well, okay, so Jason and I, we both sell Tiki mugs.
What? Me?
And Jason has done a good job at pointing out how valuable they are. But a lot of bars did both mugs and glassware, cocktail glasses. And a lot of tiki bars didn't even have mugs, but they had cocktail glasses. And so find out what bars were in your neighborhood or in your city that were tiki bars, and look for the glassware, because it usually shows up all the time. So we've got in Redondo Beach, we've got Tony's on the Pier.
Oh, cool.
It's not really a tiki bar, but it's kind of a South Seas feel to it, and they've served over 1 million Mai Tais in these glasses.
The detail.
You get to take it home with every Mai Tai that you buy, and there are literally hundreds of these when we go out garage sailing everywhere, and they've been serving them since the 60s in these glasses.
So hang on a quick second, because there's a great question, and Stacy says, I wish there was a way to take a panoramic pic. Well, the next best thing is get yourself a little turntable, put your glass on it, and you can control if you get a good one, you can control the speed there. I just kicked the speed up so you can determine how fast it goes around. So you take your 4 pictures around the glass, and then you got the video of the stuff floating around, and that way you can definitely see it a lot better when you're looking at the video.
Yeah,
so
sure.
That's my little tip.
We'll do sometimes picture in picture. If there's like a thing on the handle, we'll show the main mug, and then down in the bottom right, have a little picture of the handle, so it's a little easier.
Like pic collage.
Yeah.
So people want to serve drinks in their tiki bars, but they don't always want to serve them in mugs. They want to often see what the drink looks like and have cheaper glasses that they can give to friends for drinks. So people want glasses, especially this size, which is a double old fashioned or a Mai Tai size, in their tiki bars. So these glasses are so common, but people will pay $50 for 4 of them, which I've got probably 30 in my garage, cabinet. So I'm going to start selling those.
That's awesome. Really nice.
Let's see here. Where is it? Oh yeah. So here's a rarer one from Redondo Beach. Beach Bum Bert's. This is a true tiki place. Again, another double rocks Mai Tai glass. These go for, you can sell these 2 for $60.
Oh,
they show up in my neighborhood quite a bit. Here's another from my neighborhood. This is the Polynesian on the Redondo Beach Pier. This is a very rare glass. So this one would probably go in the $80 to $100 range.
I have never seen that one. That's how rare it is. I've been collecting this stuff for 21 years. I've never seen that glass till right now.
It's funny, all the restaurants on the Redondo Beach Pier seem to have gotten the same distributor to sell glasses for them. And they look like they all sold Mai Tais. Like this is Castagnola's Lobster House on the pier, but looks like they had a Mai Tai. They were selling Mai Tai glasses. It's a good kind of tiki looking glass, but these go for about 20 a piece.
I love the lobster.
I just don't want to hear breaking glass during this segment.
Okay. Here's the Tasman Sea from San Pedro, another nearby neighborhood. These go for about one just sold for 40. So.
Wow.
And then they don't even have to be Tiki. Here's 2 glasses from Del Conte's, which was a kind of a prime rib steakhouse that was very popular in Torrance.
Oh,
and
cool.
These go for about 30 a piece. So.
And these are all just local, laying around everywhere you go.
Yeah, these are just local, and I've got the leg up on finding them over other people's. So whatever city you're in, find out what places were in your city, tiki bars especially, but they don't have to be tiki bars. They can be any kind of like historic place, like a glass or a mug from a famous diner would probably be better than a glass or mug from a bank, you know?
Right.
Or a cool old motorcycle shop that was in your neighborhood would be better than like a dry cleaners. But you kind of have to get a feel for what people would look for, and also research. Look up stuff in your city and see what glassware from your city is selling, and then your eye will be open and you'll start seeing it all the time while you're out hunting. So.
Yeah, if you're not looking in the glassware section of even, garage sales for sure, estate sales for sure, but the thrift stores all have glass section, mug section. I bought some mugs the other day. Just thinking about Tim, I'm like, I haven't really looked at the coffee mugs in a while, so I pulled out a good Starbucks one and a couple other things. So the whole point of this show and my groups is to train your eye to look for things outside your norm. So Linda wants to know, Tim, how much you charge for shipping on mugs, and do you use the FOMO method?
I usually ship for free. I usually don't charge shipping because I'm hopefully selling $50 mugs. But I have used the FOMO to a degree in that I've got little tiny boxes that fit the mug pretty well, and I'll wrap them in bubble wrap, put them in there, and then stick that inside the envelope and then ship it that way.
Awesome. And then Craig wants to know, where do you sell these to? Well, I'm guessing it's people who went there maybe and then moved and went, oh, remember when Grandpa used to take us to that joint down the way in Redondo?
Yeah, a lot of that. A lot of people, even people who just still live in the area, but it's a place that's closed down and they want the glassware, or the mug.
All right. So yes, Brian is my thumbs up czar. So we've had almost 200 people all the whole time, and thank you all very much for tuning in.
Thank you.
Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Give Tim, give Tim a big old thumbs up right down there. Now, if you're watching on your TV, you can still do it on the TV. It's not as easy, but do it later. Maybe you don't like Tim. Maybe you like Matt and Aaron. Give them a big old thumbs up. Maybe you like me. Give me a big old thumbs up. If you don't like me, give me a thumbs up twice. If you're new, hi, we do this every Thursday night. Mom and I do a different show on Sundays, but it's always geared towards helping you. And you don't have to be a thrifter, so to speak, because I was having this chat with some Tiki people, and they're like, well, I'm not into thrifting. I'm like, yeah, but you sell product, and so you have to ship. And we always talk about shipping, and so many people ship crappy. I buy a lot of stuff. I know you guys buy stuff. Tim, you buy a lot of stuff online?
Yeah. Well, yeah, so. But yeah.
And how often do you get a box and you go, come on, man?
Exactly.
So yeah, so give us a subscribe and tune in. All right, what else? We had a question. I missed it, but is that a real zebra skin?
That is a real zebra. That's a Grevy zebra. The stripes are brown instead of black. And nowadays that is an endangered animal. You cannot hunt, you cannot buy or sell these. This was hunted in the 1950s by an old guy I met at an estate sale in Lomita, California. Wow. And this guy was in his 80s when I met him, and he had the strongest handshake of any man I've ever known. And he had lived life, and he had been on safaris back in the 50s, and he was selling off some of his extras. And so I bought this zebra skin from him, stuck it behind my bar. But I would never try to sell anything like this. I think they're illegal to sell. And nowadays people, they become endangered, and so you can't hunt them anymore, which is right. So.
Now, Tim, that zebra and those grapes aren't really all that tiki.
No.
There sure is a lot of arguments online about what's allowed in the person's tiki bar and what's not. Now, let's
Lots of tiki mugs.
Now, tiki mugs are allowed, but grapes and zebras not necessarily tiki or and at all tiki. So let's real quick look at Matt and Aaron's bar. What's behind you? See, martini light. That's not tiki.
It's not tiki. And we've got a Jean doll just because she's amazing. She
has a glass jellyfish as a purse.
Now, I wanted to point that out because I run a tiki group and there's other tiki groups and there's so much arguing, not in my group though, but there's so much arguing about what's allowed and what's tiki and what's not. Now, Tim and I come from the angle of we love the history, we love the classics, we love the old school stuff, and we love discovering it. But everyone has something in their bar that isn't truly tiki, and so that's not a big deal. But when people are new to the scene, we like to educate them. And educating doesn't mean we're assholes. It means, okay, we're going to teach you. You don't have to take the education if you don't want to. It's always voluntary. But you can make it your own. You can have a martini glass light. You can have a zebra pelt. And you can have grape lamp.
Amen.
And now I will step off my soapbox. So what do you got for tiki mugs since we're talking tiki mugs now?
Oh, well, I think the only one I brought over here was that one I was showing you, the Latitude 20, which is in Torrance. So I've got a better chance where I live of finding these than other folks. Yeah. But whatever tiki mug, Jason's got a better chance of finding stuff from Frankie's than I do. So.
Now, those of you who haven't found tiki yet and think there's no tiki where you live, you don't know the history like Tim and I do. And tiki started back in the 30s, but by the 50s, it was everywhere across this land, everywhere. There was not any place that wasn't touched by tiki bowling lanes, tiki apartment buildings, tiki coffee shops, and restaurants and bars. And so, although it may not be plentiful in Iowa, they will show up because also people traveled and they visited their cousin in Torrance, and their cousin took them to the Latitude, and then they brought home the barrel, and that's how it ends up in Iowa. So stuff ends up everywhere. You just got to keep your eyes peeled, and you will find it. Like fun Sabu mugs.
Love it. But even in Iowa, there were tiny bars, and they didn't have a mug, they didn't have a glass, but they had a matchbook, and they had a cocktail napkin, and those are worth big money. So.
Yeah, always check the back of the cabinets at estate sales because that's where they ended up, all the way in the back, and dig back there and they've got dust on them. But
yeah, for us it is.
Yep, back of cabinets, and when you're 6'5", it helps to see the back and the tops of everything. So that's why I got the shoes, and Jeff and Tim and Stacy didn't because I was the only one. I had to jump to get the shoes, and so I was the only one even having a chance in hell of getting the shoes out of this closet. And I thought, how tall is the person that put the shoes up in this closet?
Dude, something threw it up there.
But they were a ton, and the thing was, it was tall and deep. Like it was like 4 shoe boxes deep and above my head.
That's
and I'm like, so every time you want your damn shoes, you got to get a step ladder? I mean, what kind of double closet is this?
And I mean, I just sold another book from that sale a couple of weeks ago for $90. So
wow. Nice.
So much stuff there.
All right. So the boys sold a coffee mug. Where'd you get this, guys?
Oh, we recently just got it at a thrift store, and it's a new brand I want to look out for, Lynn Chase Designs. And when I was re-looking at this listing, I realized it went to a small town called Belton, Texas, and that's where my grandpa was born. So that was a little fun connection for me. And yeah, you just never know with mugs. Like just, it's like what I was saying with the plush. You look for so many different things. I find Corel all the time. I find Hallmark all the time. And even Dollar Tree, which is like Royal Norfolk. But anyways, when you see something different, it kind of jumps at you. And I had never seen this before. And I thought it was cute. So I looked it up.
Now, my most recent one that wasn't tiki was this King's Isle. Now, I took a best offer, I think, of 18 because, just another tip. when you find something, you see you do the research in the store. I saw this Kings Island the Beast, glass beer mug thingy sell for like $30. But guess what? That was the last person who wanted to pay $30 for it. So just because you see it sold at $30 doesn't mean yours is going to sell. And if it sits around too long and someone finally offers you money, just take it.
Yeah, that happens a lot, all too often.
And by the way, if you've never ridden the Beast, it's the greatest roller coaster of all time. You ever been on it, Tim?
I have not been on that one.
Even with the modern technology of roller coasters that are amazing, this is hands down the best roller coaster for a couple reasons. It's over 5 minutes long.
Oh, wow.
And there's 2 hills. There's two clickety hills. 2. And it's in the woods. And so once you leave the station, like in most roller coasters, you see the park all around you.
Yeah.
It's in the woods. You leave the station, you're gone.
No.
And when you ride the sucker at night, there ain't no lights. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's
Crazy.
But it was a cool mug.
You couldn't pay me.
Just go off in the woods.
No.
See, Stephanie knew. Son of Beast, which was a little version. Yes, the Beast is incredible. All right, so since we're talking scores, let's talk duds, because funny enough, Tim, this came up in the Thrifting Board today. And it was your dud that I'm like, oh, you got to tune in tonight because let me tell you how much these aren't worth.
Look, I brought one to show. Look.
Ooh, sealed. Is it Black Diamond?
No, but it's Masterpiece Collection, which also have plenty of closed sales for hundreds of dollars, which are fake sales.
Yeah, so how long have you had these up?
Over a year. I started them at I wanted to test. I was like, I've heard these are fake, these high sales, but I see these Masterpiece Collection VHS selling for hundreds. And this estate sale had 20 of them sealed, brand new. So I bought them all $1 a piece, and I put them up for like 200. And I've just been lowering and lowering, and no bites. Finally, for this show, I lowered them to 79. This morning, I got a bite for $20 offer. And I haggled with them for a bit, and I finally took them. I finally sold them for $44 today, which is pretty much I consider a loss. So,
but they're gone now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. See, when I prepped it, it wasn't sold yet.
Yeah, it's sold today. But so I put $20 in. I'm giving free media rate shipping and all the time to list out all the titles and everything. It's not worth the $44 I got for it. So.
Now, Linda said, I wish eBay wouldn't allow those fake sales. But how would they know, Linda? Just because, look, I could list this Sabu mug for $1 million. And it doesn't mean it's worth it. And some stupid person could buy it for $1 million. So how do you know? Now, once you see it after the fact, they can go back and remove sellers. But you can't know on the front end. And because, it's a free market, you can list for whatever you want for. So keep that in mind.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad someone said something. So, Tim, when you have this punctuation, this is now one word. That is one word because you have no space in there.
Yeah, and I've learned that from you. That was over a year ago that I listed that. And yeah, you're right. So I've been careful about that since, but I haven't gone back and fixed the old ones.
Gotcha. Is this mug a dud?
It is a dud. I thought it would be good because it looked cool. It had the original hang tag on it, brand new, 75th anniversary of the Boy Scouts. And just like that other one you said, at the time I listed it, there was a sold for 40, and that was the last time it ever sold that much.
Oh.
Now it's going for $1 to $5, brand new.
Oh.
So I canceled it today. I'm going to throw it back to the Goodwill.
I would have picked that up.
Yeah.
Okay, so if anyone needs it before Tim throws it at the Goodwill,
Yeah.
I want a picture of you literally throwing it at the Goodwill. Take your mug back. All right. Now this one made us scratch our head. Debbie could see it, but when I clicked the link, I couldn't see it. We couldn't figure it out. It was so weird today.
It dropped off the history today. So
that's why.
yeah. But here's another good aerospace mug that I found a few months ago. And listed it for 50 and took a best offer of 30, and I consider that good because I only paid $1 for it. So.
Nice. Hey, that's not a mug.
No, like I said, mugs are a small part of my mix. So what I probably sell more of anything is books. I'm more of a bookseller than anything. Cool. And so this was at an estate sale 3 weeks ago that Jeff and I went to, and it was the second day of the sale, and it was still sitting in the bookshelves. And I looked up the title and with a dust jacket, and I figured that's probably a $50 book. And so I grabbed it for $1 or $2, got it home and saw it was signed by Bishop Fulton Sheen inside.
Oh, wow.
Back when he was still just Monsignor and not a bishop. And nowadays he's under the process of being canonized, so he might become a saint.
That's crazy.
I sold this like within a week for $279, my asking price.
That's really cool.
So that brings another good tip that we've said before, but just because you can't make it to day one of a estate sale doesn't mean there's still treasures there. This was day 2. And what'd you say you paid $2?
I bought a bunch of books together, but it came out, $1 or $2 a piece. So
day two, and sold in a week.
That's awesome.
Holy crap.
And there were a bunch of good books left over on day 2.
Debbie is very excited because Debbie is our resident bookseller. She is. I can hear her jumping up and down in her house right now. Yay, books! Yay, books!
This one I thought Jason would appreciate. This was a DJ was selling off his stuff, and he had lots of new copies of Madonna 45 in pink vinyl that I bought like a stack of 40 of them.
Whoa.
And I've been selling those at 50 a piece. And then a bunch of these brand new albums by the Kooks. I bought a bunch of sealed ones. This one was open, but it was signed by all the members of the Kooks.
That's awesome.
They're a niche band that's got a big fan following, and I sold it for $125. And I only paid $1 or less for it. So
great.
All right, let's go round robin here. Matt and Aaron, what's a good tip?
Oh, well, we love going on like the third day to get items 50% off, 75% off. And usually, I mean, I just made some plans to do, estate sales on my birthday Saturday, but a lot of those estate sales started today on Thursday. Mm-hmm. And, but I thought the same thing. I'm like, well, every time we go to an estate sale on a Saturday, we end up finding something. So also bundling things together before you check out, because usually the more you have, especially if it's on the last day. We went to one where we just loaded it up, and she was just happy we were taking it away from there. So yeah, that would be a good tip, I guess.
Yeah, and another tip would be to talk to the people at the estate sale about the stuff you find. Try to get the history from them, because they're the ones with the history. Once you leave that place, it's all up to you to research, and you might have lost some valuable history that you could have found out about an item just by asking. Like I bought a framed print from the 1930s of zebras, Art Deco print with a mirrored frame, and I was talking to the owner, and that turned out to be a gift to the person who passed away from Elvira. She gave him that. So it's just neat having that extra piece of history on an item.
That's cool. And so mine would be, if you see something in the pictures that you have to have no matter what, you're not looking for a deal, you need that lamp, you need that picture, get your ass up early and get in line. I was 12th in line, and with COVID, they're only letting in 10 at a time. And I watched like the 7 pieces I wanted walk past me, because the first 10 had first dibs. Because in the old days, we'd all go in at the same time and just kind of like, okay, Tim goes left, I go right, Matt and Aaron go straight, and you get what you get. But now, when there's only the first 10, so you got to get there super duper early. So there's our bonus little tips. And then we will end on, what is this awesomeness?
That's the one I was telling you about. That was at the sale in San Pedro that you went to with us. That was the guy was into surfing. There was a lot of surf stuff at that house. And this is a surfing and health book by some doctor who was a surfer. And it's very collectible. And he had actually signed it. And so that was one that had sat in my store for a while, but finally sold for 140. No, it sold for 90. That's what it sold for.
Oh, 90. Well, get out of here with that then. Yeah, and that's a great example. Like, we were all digging through The Office for a while. Was that in The Office? No, that was in the main room, right?
No, that was, boy, I forget what room that was in. There were books in every room, but yeah.
Yeah, because we were in the main room, and Jeff had went through, I think, the videos, and then I found some cool videos after the fact, and you found some things, and I was grabbing some cassettes. So, it goes back to, you can do it with friends and not, and all leave with good stuff.
And I took 4 piles of stuff to the front register and had her price them, and then stuck them in my car, went back into the house, got another pile, brought it out and had her price it. And we all did that. It was great.
Yeah, and it worked well because I ended up paying like $1 a piece for things, and some things were like, well, that's 30, but that's like a nickel. And the one thing that we did not get into, the 4 of us, the person was a hoarder of kick-ass surfboards too, but they priced those accordingly, like $700. And I don't know my surfboards enough to go, oh, that's a $3,000 surfboard, I'll drop $700. But if you had that knowledge, I was in the garage talking to the guy, and I was like, holy crap, it's just surfboards for days, but vintage kick-ass ones.
That's so fun.
And I bought an early surf movie poster framed under glass for like 20 or 30, and it turned out to be worth 1,000 or so when I got it home and looked it up.
And 2 things, did you sell it yet?
Not yet. Still looking for a box for it.
And Matt and Aaron, I had my hands on it and I left it.
Look at you.
And so that also goes to show you, no matter how good someone is, I think I'm pretty good at this. I looked at it and went, I'm going to go look at this other thing instead. And Tim picked it up and goes, oh, yeah, that was $1,000. So I left $1,000 in there, as did a lot of other people before us, because it wasn't day 1 of the sales, like weekend 2, day 4.
Dang.
And the more knowledge you get, the more things will trigger hunches in your brain, and those hunches pay off. So keeping your knowledge.
All right, so I guess we need 8 more thumbs up to get 100. Come on, let's hit 100 before we skedaddle into the night. So while we're waiting for that, you got your sales all lined up for Saturday already?
Yes.
No, not yet.
What? Not yet? It's Thursday night. What are you waiting for?
Well, what I'm going to look up tonight is Friday sales starting Friday morning, and I will hit them before work because, like Matt and Aaron said, last day is good, but also first in line, first day is good. So either of those is good.
So Matt and Aaron, how many of you guys got lined up?
Just 3, which is pretty good for us. But like, man, there's like a really packed mid-century house that I just wish I could have got off work early to go to. So, but I'm sure I don't know. Sometimes I don't like to look at the pictures because I like to be surprised. But
I'm like a beautiful mind. I can envision the whole house in my head from the pictures. So I kind of know the second I walk through that door, I know what room I'm going to as I start to see the house live and in person. So you got to see it. Oh, we had 100. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for all tuning in. Good to see everybody tonight. Tim will definitely be back because this is just the tip of Tim's iceberg. That was easy to say.
No, it's fun.
And Aaron and Matt, when's the next video going up?
We have another one coming up on Saturday.
probably Friday. We like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, sometimes Saturday. So yeah.
So come check us out. Pete's Treasures.
Yep. Go see Pete's Treasures on YouTube. And Tim, is your wall public or no?
My what?
Your Facebook wall. Like anyone can see my wall because I just made it public.
No, it's not public.
Okay, then don't go bother Tim. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yes, the Tim of Tips iceberg. Yep, that was a tongue twister in itself. So thanks everyone. All of you, the 200 of you tuned in live. Good to see you. Those of you who watch after the fact, I love you just as much. But if you could ever tune in live, it's fun. The chat is very active. We get to questions when we can, and it just it's a good, cool place to hang out on a Thursday night with friends of like thoughts. So thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Matt and Aaron, thanks for co-hosting.
Thanks for having us.
Taboo the Coconut Boy, thank you for the many years of friendship, my brother.
Thank you, Tiki Pug. Same.
Absolutely. I can't wait to estate sale with you again. We'll have to plan time. You guys come out. We'll do some Saturday ones in Vegas.
I would love that.
Please, that'd be fun.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, we could have a whole. You guys come out too. Yes. Let's get vaccinated and go hang out in the estate sales. Let's do it.
That's it.
All right, buddy. Have a good night, and we are out of here. Bye bye.